This whole business is 2 lifetimes worth of work. Well, that's a very interesting point. Ari is actually my son's name, but before my son was even born, Ari was established from Ari's Plaza to Ari's Market to Ari's Wholesale. Whereas my dad and I, one day we were just sitting there and we're just brainstorming, and my dad said, "What do you think of the name Ari?" And I said, "I like the name Ari." I think this is where everything started, literally. My whole business life, my understanding of how to become an entrepreneur. In Germany, when my dad had his, business, and he pretty much taught me everything from A to Z, from understanding how to buy a product to understanding customers to the whole business side of the whole thing.
Sarvan's parents immigrated into Germany from Turkey in the early 70s due to Germany's need for migrant workers. They started as factory workers, but Sarvan's father quickly grew a desire for entrepreneurship and started his own gift shop.
One of the best highlights I can tell you is when we used to go to the flea market, which was called the Bazaar, and my dad used to give me a bell in my hand and something like over my shoulders, and I would sell pens and Seiko watches, and I'd have the bell in my hand and just ring it, ding, 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 and it would catch people's, attract their attention, and they would look, and I'm like, "You guys want to buy any pens? You guys want to buy any watches?" I learned how to interact with customers, how not to be shy, because you can't be shy if you're an entrepreneur. You have to be out there. You have to give it your all. You have to want to know how everything works from A to Z, not just, have an idea and then just walk off.
Due to Sarvan's mother's poor health and the merging of Germany, Sarvan's parents moved to America in an eye-opening process due to the many glaring differences between Germany and the US.
It was, the land of the free and opportunity. And as much as I thought I saw a lot in how you can, get good in business and such in Germany, in the US it's exponentially much higher. If you can dream it, you can do it in the US, and that's where we've come today.
Upon gaining entrance into the US, Sarvan's father opened up the typical immigrant restaurant that was always hustling and bustling.
We ran the restaurant from the day we came until I was 19, so from 11 to about 19 years old, and it taught me how to be more responsible. I'll never forget when I turned 16, he gave me, and I got my license, he gave me the keys to the car, and with the keys of the car came also the keys of the restaurant. And with that he said, now you have a full responsibility. You don't get to just drive, you get to open up and close up the shop on weekends. My mom and I were running Jolly Boys by ourselves. And what happened is we had a fire in Jolly Boys, so the place burnt down and it was time to move on, literally.
There is a lack of Mediterranean goods on the wholesale market. Now at a crossroads, Sarvan brought up the idea to his dad. He loved the idea of being able to sell to an unlimited amount of customers and being able to push products even on a slow day.
All of a sudden, the city, the state, the whole country becomes your customer base. Unfortunately, my father was too much of a boss in my life instead of my father in my life. He did a great job teaching me how to, the entrepreneurial side of the business and, the business side of it. One thing that I wish he had also done more, balanced himself out to be a father also, which is what I'm doing right now with my children. I try to balance myself out. I work hard, but I also have as much fun with my children also. Honestly, never ever until the day he found out that he was sick. That when they diagnosed him with cancer is the day he said, "Okay, Sarvan, I'm done working." And I'm sure if anybody looked at me, I probably had the shock of the world to me. Hearing my father, who was an absolute workaholic, tell me, "Sarvan, I'm done, I'm not going to work anymore." And he literally didn't step foot back into the warehouse after that, once he got sick. And then, of course, within months, he passed away from the cancer. In 2010, yeah, that was when my father got sick and passed away, and that was honestly the only year we had a dip because I also went from, having a partner and growing the business to everything being on top, all the financial and all the business aspects of it being on top of me. I got very lucky and I found a couple of very good people who helped me out in the business, and we were able to reestablish ourselves in 2011, and then from there have grown every year.
Essentially, my father really liked the name. He thought of it as like a very symbolic, very beautiful name, and let's just say he liked it so much that he named me and a company after it. He just taught me so much throughout the years. In life, he's taught me if you work hard in like the end, you eventually go somewhere. No matter what beginning, what origin you had, no matter what country, no matter what anything you dealt with. If you work hard, you'll get to a good place and happy life.